Some people get mal de debarquement. They say 50% from motion-induced, like being on a boat and getting off the boat and never feeling the stillness, like rocking, and it never goes away. A lot of times, too, you feel like you're on a trampoline walking, so you don't feel grounded to the earth. You feel like you're walking on a trampoline. And you lose your balance, like you trip a lot, or if you're in a busy hallway or on an elevator, escalator, too much light, too much motion makes it worse for you, you know, and the exhaustion that comes with it, because you're constantly trying to feel balanced and walk balanced, so it's very challenging. And then there's 50% of the people who get it spontaneously. And that's the category that I really fell into, spontaneous MdDS. So about 5 years ago I didn't really know what happens, but I was running errands in my local town and I fell to the ground. I felt like I got like electric shock or something, and I fell to the ground. And I felt so weird. I didn't even know what happened, you know, and I got myself up and I wasn't like spinning like vertigo, but I felt like really lightheaded. I felt like swaying, like constant swaying and off balance, and my depth perception was off. And I just felt really weird. And that was the beginning of the end for me. And it just got progressively worse. Then I started going into getting vertigo attacks, and the vertigo really fed into the MdDS and made it even worse, where trying to walk up the stairs, you know, I was gripping like with death, trying to get up the stairs. And a lot of times my husband would have to get me upstairs and help me change. And I'd always have to be leaning on something or sitting down. Standing like up by myself was really a very hard thing to do. Because just imagine your ground is moving all the time and your body's swaying all the time. Taking a shower is just so awful. I had to use a shower chair. I couldn't stand anymore because the water hitting your head felt like there was thousands of tennis balls hitting your head, increasing this feeling in your brain. So of course you can't stand in the shower. I was afraid I was going to fall, you know, so I would sit there and just cry in the shower, because like, how can I not, such a simple act of showering, how can I not do this? So showering was just such a horrific thing. I wasn't sure, and we went to so many different doctors, and I went up in the hospital in the emergency room for a week, and I couldn't explain to these people. They kept saying, you're having vertigo. And I'm like, it's not vertigo. I can't walk right. I'm swaying. I just can't get my footing. I can't feel the ground. And no one believed me, and I couldn't really explain to them, you know, and, you know, they wanted to treat me for MS and for, oh gosh, so many different things I never even heard of, like just take this pill, you know, let's try a blood pressure pill, let's try an MS pill, let's try this pill or that pill. I went for all different therapies. I went to Mount Sinai Hospital in New York, where I went into this room and they put stripes down, and I have to look at stripes because they wanted to reset your brain. And that therapy went on for, I went for 10 weeks. I couldn't do it. It was supposed to be 5 days in a row, but I just couldn't do it. I didn't have the ability. It was making me really sick. It was making me worse. But I didn't want to give up on it because I was trying to have faith that this would help me, this therapy. Because we went to so many different doctors, like neurologists, and he had no clue what it was, and my medical doctor, and homeopathic, and I mean, on and on, chiropractic, acupuncture, specialist, eye specialist, ear specialist, tests and tests and tests and tests. And everyone kept saying, well, I think you have this and you should try this medication. And I think you have this and you should try this medication. And I knew in my heart of hearts that it wasn't what they were saying. Like I couldn't, and, you know, and a lot of doctors don't know about MdDS. It's not well known. So they look at you like you're half crazy, you know. So what happened was I heard of this support group, an MdDS foundation. And I joined this foundation and I got on their support group. I was on the MdDS website, the support group, one day, And some woman, all she posted was, hey, anyone try this DNRS? And that's all she said. And I said, well, let me check into that, So I Googled DNRS. Immediately, I was drawn to it. I went through the website from top to bottom. I watched every testimonial, not once, but twice. And I said, I got to try this. I got to try this because this is my brain. I know it's my brain. So I ordered the DVDs and they came, and I was very, very sick at that time. Like, I was not functioning wholly at all. I could do basically nothing. And I started doing the DVDs. And like after the first day, I'm like, wow, this is going to work for me, I think. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the DVDs. And I did each day of them, and I did the homework, and I was really seeing like little bits of improvement, like a little bit like, wow, I feel a little more balanced, or I feel a little more calmer, or I just felt a little more grounded. And I was like, I think this is working. But I was afraid to believe it was working. You know what I mean? Because it was so long, and I didn't want to put hope into something that I was going to be disappointed with. So I stuck with the DVDs, and I practiced, and I really started to feel a little bit better, enough to be able to get to this program. But I got here, and we had a welcoming dinner, and I met Annie, and I was just, I felt like a meeting a celebrity. She was so warm and kind and introduced herself, and I was so elated to meet her. And then I met the other coaches. And then I met all the other participants, and everybody was so warm and kind and loving, because everyone here is suffering from their own brain, limbic system, brain injury. And so we all get it. We all know that we're not feeling well, and there's no judgment here. And that I found so comforting, that nobody was judging me and I wasn't judging them. And there's a lot of empathy, in this group dynamic. I was struggling through it a little bit the first day. And then as the seminar went on and I was listening and hearing everything and watching the videos and participating in the class participation, and things started clicking and things started making sense to me that, yeah, you know what, this is something wrong with my limbic system, and this is how I'm going to fix it through this DNRS seminar. I loved this seminar. I loved the people, the small groups, the interaction. Actually, like sharing our stories and opening our soul to one another was so moving, and it was sad but uplifting at the same time. And watching everyone, as the week went on, transition. I saw shifts in others. I mean, I could see it in their faces. I could see it in the way they held themselves, their bodies. I could hear them when we spoke out openly in class. The shifts were amazing, and my shifts were amazing. I mean, look at me. It's 5 days. 5 days. And I'm walking on my own. I showered for the first time in years, just standing in the shower by myself, not holding on to nothing, not a shower chair, not a wall, nothing. That was amazing, amazing. Like, I'm looking at it as a gift. It's a gift to myself that, I'm going to see the world as still, and peaceful. I haven't felt still, and I've been having so many moments of stillness through this week journey at this DNRS seminar, and I'm so grateful, so grateful. There's nothing that could compare to being here with Annie and the other coaches and the other participants. Nothing. This has created me, the new me, and I'm forever grateful to Annie and her team, and to DNRS, and to all the people that I met here, and lifelong friends. I belong to a support group for MdDS, and they're all looking for help because until I started the NRS, there's really no cure for this. And now I don't believe that. So I need to help over the thousands of people on our support group. I need them to come here and know that there is help.